Yeah, seriously. You go back to the good old, before there was even smoke of deceit in the game, DotA play.
Everyone had grown.
The times have changed. All right, here we go, folks. EG versus Secret, your deciding game number 5. EG on the Radiant. They've made it a 2-2 tie. Backs against the wall, they delivered. And now they look to close out Secret. You've got Zai on the Nyx Assassin. Arteezy, again the Lycan. Fear, again, one of his heroes that was showcased in free-to-play on that puck. PPD, your Witch Doctor, and Universe, your Tidehunter. Over on the Dire side, a star-studded roster of TI champions, or at least players that have played in the TI finals. You've got Simba on the Doom, Kuroki, the Medusa Puppy, the Keeper of the Light that puts Big Daddy No Tail onto your Earthshaker, and it leaves S4 taking up the reins as the Brewmaster. They drop down a lane ward bottom. EG smoked at level 1 just to get this ward up, perhaps anticipating a Secret invasion of their own jungle. It was not forthcoming. Instead, Secret will play it defensively. Ward dropped down in a similar location in the Dire safe lane, and now both teams warding here, but this one was spotted. Secret should be able to de-ward this if they buy some sentries fairly quickly.
It's very difficult for Secret to contest an aggro try, or to contest a Lycan storm. I'm actually surprised that EG smoked down there to get that ward up. I think they would have been okay regardless. Keeper and Shaker is decent, but at the same time they would have to throw what, like a Doom or a Medusa, both really level dependent heroes, and I don't think it would have turned out very well for them.
Yeah.
I guess Panda too, but Panda also really needs levels.
So, again, we see the offlane tide for Universe. Again, we're going to see the Fear puck. This time leaning against the Medusa, though, so we'll see. No Big Daddy, no Tail support. And in fact, bottom lane's where the first blood might happen. Fly's caught out, surrounded by the Cask and right clicks. EG, quick to connect with that one. It only took a moment to find that first blood, and that extra cast bounce, what they needed to get the kill. Very nicely done by EG.
Yeah, and very patient with that invisibility rune on Zai.
Yeah, he walked towards mid immediately. They all backed off, but then he just wrapped around and ends up scoring the first blood.
It's usually pretty difficult to get levels on Nyx Assassin too.
Ah, the BM, PPD. You know, whether Secret say anything or not, that just makes them want to win that much more.
He just wanted to wish him good luck. Taking it the wrong way.
Psychological warfare. Whether it's successful or not, that remains to be seen. Zai, chasing after Big Daddy now. Going for the mana burn, he'll get it too.
Not worth it. 100 mana for 55.
Yeah, not value. Not value at all.
Well, he gets some damage too, okay.
Yeah, there you go. So our offlane should just be mostly farming. Puppy doing his AFK thing on the Keeper of the Light. Oh, bottom lane again. They've gone in on Simba, looking for the Impale. Zai finally throws it, but he does fail to connect here. And Simba will angrily turn and throw out a chop.
And the only lane that that Shaker can really help in is the top lane, and even that's pretty difficult. They pretty much have to do the same thing they did 2 games ago, Fissure block Universe with a couple of claps from S4. Bottom lane, how is Doom supposed to aid Shaker in getting a kill, and how is a DotA supposed to kill a puck too? So all these are it just makes the early game a lot easier for EG. They can play as aggressively as they want without really worrying about interruption from Secret and Puppy doing Puppy things in his own jungle.
So far, Fear is schooling Kuroki mid. He's 13-6.
He has Howl too.
Does have 7 damage, base more, and the Howl, yeah. So certainly has the upper end there. The other thing is that Big Daddy isn't coming here like, he did actually kill Fear previously in the other game, but he fissured him so much just to disrupt last hit timings and force him off the lane. But that's not happening. Fear's being allowed to just take well, not even a 1v1. It's like a 1.5 versus 1 with that Howl damage.
Big Daddy smoked.
Looking for that fissure initiation. If he uses the orb to farm, Fear could be punished. Missing on that one last hit. He's low enough that he's in the danger zone. And Big Daddy looks for a different opportunity. But this Radiant Ward, gonna spot him out. In fact, there's a ping. I think they might have seen him walk up there.
And they can't get his mana low with the Mystic Sync too. It's just not a good matchup for DotA overall. As you mentioned, the base damage earlier. I mean, Shaker can only do so much. Maybe they can time it up for a very large hit on Mystic Snake, but even then, that's not going to kill a puck unless he's just over aggressive and doesn't manage his regen well.
Yeah, and the Keeper of the Light is just going to be stacking. So with that, I do want to point out Simba has abandoned the offlane. He's gone into the jungle now. This gives a lot of freedom to the supports of EG, who go for the triple pull. They're going to control the bottom rune. And they still get free farm on Arteezy Lycan. He's got the most CS by 2. And Universe still staying close to S4's brew overall. So things looking pretty good here for EG so far.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Zai getting his levels too, which is really important. Perhaps shifting to get a kill on Kiro. He does not have his mana shield activated, and there's only level 1 mana burn. They'd have to trade a lot of harass in order for him to get in kill range.
At the same time, top lane is an Illuminate into the fissure. It's the exact same trap that worked before. They didn't hit the fissure though. He TP's out. He's gonna live. Oh my, Big Daddy like a half second off. At the same time, they jumped in on the Deuce, and that kill does work. EG, it's Universe who just gets a bailout basically with that fissure not connecting. If that hits, he should be dead.
And now you still have a level 1 Earthshaker because that gank doesn't succeed, so this early game's going terribly for Secret.
Now down 2,500 gold, 2,500 experience. With Arteezy free farming his Lycan, with an extremely potent mid-game initiating duo in the Puck Tide, and also getting decent levels on supports that need them, particularly the Nyx Assassin of Zai. I'm a little worried for these Secret supports. Keeper of the Light and Earthshaker are pretty weak to that Nyx general all mid lane. Fear just uses Orb to farm. This could be an opportunity for a kill. He's got bottle charges. Coil was dropped. Big Daddy will break it on the chase. So too will Kuro. Illuminate hits him from the high ground. Not enough to kill him. But he dodges away from a gank again, and it's a lot of it's just, there's no partner really. Illuminate doesn't do that much for you.
It's good if they can coordinate together. Like, I think if they had an Illuminate right as the Fissure and the Mystic Stick hit, it might be a kill, but even then, these are all maybes, and the Universe gets blocked off on top.
This time they've got the brew split, and this time Universe not gonna live. He's boulder tossed to kill. Finally, Secret get on the board. And as we saw with the brew in the other game, when they get that kill, they immediately look to push in. And the brew, the Wind Panda will hunt, looking for someone to Cyclone. PPD's out of range though. They won't really be able to take the tower fully. Now the cast comes in, it'll bounce on the creep wave, mostly finishing it off. Big Daddy going for the fissure block. He blocked PPD out, so he couldn't retreat through that easy access point. Then the crit. Oh, he got the double crit. And Secret make it a 2-2 game at the same time bottom. We're gonna have another rotation. This one from a very fast and very angry Arteezy. Gets the kill there too. So back to 3-2. But Secret will take the tower top, it looks like, even before the Lycan tri-lane does.
I'm surprised Universe TP'd bottom instead of top lane. Without the Brewmaster ultimate, shouldn't be.
Are they going to try to go for 2, do you think?
Secret?
Splits down. No, for EG. Splits down and they've Ravage.
I think EG should with this. Let's see if Puppy has TP. Oh, he's already TPing and looks to defend.
That's the power of the Keeper of the Light.
Still, Nyx Assassin, maybe with a big Spike Carapace, can pull it off.
Zai will have the quick reactions here. Illuminate comes to the tree line. Oh, he Carapace like a quarter of a second late. That was actually really close, considering how close Puppy was when he threw the Illuminate.
Yeah, and smart of him to catch it from the fog too, instead of from the lane.
Yeah. And oftentimes when we see teams go for this bottom lane push, we see a ward dropped on this hill. That would have allowed them to scout out Puppy and potentially stop that. But they don't do it, and the tower's actually held for now. So that Universe TP doesn't really amount to too much. Have they been stacking Ancients for him? They have not. So Universe's farm will be a bit delayed. The jungle also not stacked out. That's a slight concern for EG, despite their early lead.
Yep.
Fear is also not particularly close to his Blink Dagger. 41 and 24, CSing well, but it'll still be like the 11-12 minute mark at the earliest before they get one.
And Deuce is not getting farmed. I think that's the most worrisome thing, if I'm Secret right now, is, wow, their Lycan is farmed, and our Deuce has nothing, and we have to worry about mana burn later, whereas they don't really have like a great solution versus a Lycan. I guess Panda is pretty decent, though. But
Big Daddy caught out in the river. Gush, insta-ravage, no hesitation at all. And then they grab a bounty run to boot. And S4 comes in, he's got his split ready to go. Fear has a coil, also a silence online. S4 will try to find a target to fixate on, but Fear can orb out of this. I don't think they get anything. No fissure in range. The Doom was also rotating towards mid, but the Earthshaker, Big Daddy, only now joins the middle lane. They're trying to set up a backstab from this brew.
He needs Blink Dagger though for this to work. Puck's already elusive enough as is, and EG doing their classic, like into the jungle, pick up levels on.
They're gonna try and spring the trap. Orb's there. He gets fissured, phase shift, and clap off the mark. They're still chasing him though. Big commitment. They know splits down. They want to try and take advantage of it. At the same time, Arteezy's rotating in, and he's going to get wolves on the Big Daddy. Now the brew split will come out. Arteezy's immediately going to morph, and well, he would have been stunned anyway, so the boulder toss not really doing much there as he was transforming. Just a little bit of damage. Now, Zai looks for the pickoff. What's he going to go on? He'd like to jump on this Earthshaker if possible. Illuminate comes through. They get the puck kill. Zai still waiting for an opportunity to counter-initiate. S4, he goes for it. They need a little bit more follow-up. S4 heading to the north. A great Big Daddy fissure to keep him alive. Universe Gush in just a few moments. He tries for the low to high ground anchor smash, but that is not available. Or not in range anyway. That was without Doom, who was off farming bottom. Also without the Witch Doctor PPD, who tries to get his level 6 here top, and does succeed. So Secret again playing nicely around the Tidehunter Ravage cooldowns.
Fear got hit by Mystic Snake and didn't have enough mana to orb out and died to the tail end of the Brewmaster ultimate. He just assumed that Panda wasn't going to focus him at all and got punished.
Yeah, another great fissure from Big Daddy as well. Without that,
Yes.
the Tidehunter could have anchor smashed and killed off the Brew. And finally, Universe will start stacking Ancients, but as was the case in the story in the earlier game where he played it, I think it was the last one, these Ancients are warded. They were warded previously, and I think it was game number 4. That's something Secret are pretty disciplined about.
2 Blink Daggers already.
Uh-oh, they saw this Vendetta from Zai. This could end very poorly.
They should know that there's a ward there, because he was spot on his timing to pull.
Maybe he thinks his timing was off. I'm not sure. Puppy's waiting top lane. They don't have a brew split to turn this. There is a TP up on Simba. And they're going to look for this dive. Ravage in 2 seconds, even having seen it. Well, no, the Vendetta's going to wear off. Never mind that. So a nice thought, but they'll just farm some enemy creeps. They find this little stack here to clean up. Zai's already level 7. Or level 6. Close to 7. Uses his Carapace a bit early. Fissure will clip him on the wrong side to keep him out. As the Doom of Simba gets aggressive in the enemy jungle. Still, it's a concern, Ben. The story has been whenever Arteezy free farms, the enemy team can't deal with him. And
they can't deal with
the
Roshan, too.
And he's free farming for sure now. 93 CS thanks to his team creating so much space.
Arteezy scouts him out. Simba didn't really want to do him, not without any support there. Brewmaster has his Blink Dagger up, and Secret doing a good job of pressuring towers.
They've got a death ward for PPD ready to go. He's still trying to hold this bottom lane yet. As they spot out Arteezy, they get eyes on him. His ultimate's ready. Teleport is available for Universe. He's just going to TP directly to the tower bottom. They've glyphed. They will look for a tower dive, possibly a go on S4. He's going to have to split to dodge this incoming Ravage. Then he gets doomed. Well, that's Universe out of the fight. Tower will fall to the Dire. They're going to run down the Tidehunter. He wasn't prepared for the Doom. He's sliced down by Simba. And now they chase for a secondary kill. Cyclone on to the Witch Doctor. Follow-up stun. Will it be there in time? Nope, doesn't get it. Just a fissure. And Arteezy now looks to re-engage. As he's popped the shapeshift, there's your death ward. Gets pushed back by Blinding Light, but that does not interrupt it. And now Fear joining the fight as well. They brought down 2, killing off the Medusa earlier, and now looking for more. Arteezy actually killed off the Keeper of the Light. Still they chase Big Daddy, trying to hunt down that Earthshaker, and it looks like they'll find him as well. Big Daddy falls. A massive turnaround. Medusa also died earlier. Died to the gank of the Nyx assassin. I believe that was off in a different part of the map, though. So a big win again for EG.
Rough. Secret trying to make good use of the Panda ultimate, which they did, and then overstayed their welcome. Thought the Blinding Light would possibly save him, but that does not hurt the Death Ward at all.
Yeah, and
they got the tower, though.
Neither does the Brewmaster evasion either. That's a pretty big deal. Fissure will find your Witch Doctor in the tree line. S4 go in with the clap. He does have his Blink Dagger now, and able to get the kill there.
I think Secret wanted to rush early with the Brew Vlads, and that would be a very good way to try and counter Arteezy's Lycan.
Yeah, it's important, and especially since they're Dire, they have a slight map position advantage. Bobo saying he thinks it's a pretty big one. At the very least, it's even for them. And well, they have lost their tier 1 bottom, so it hurts their map control around the pit a bit, but if they can get it, it's more about the denial of it than it is about getting it for themselves. Fear could get caught out mid by a fissure. Mystic Snake will go. He's going to orb forward right as the fissure comes, but phase shifts to dodge it.
And at this point, Universe is actually very underfarmed. We usually see his Blink Dagger come out much earlier, and with that Observer Ward blocking him and him dying twice already this game, Flex going to have one a few minutes before his.
I'm surprised they didn't try to deward it sooner.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go in. That Observer Ward could set up a big play here. Fissure blocking Universe. Now he gets clapped. He's got Ravage. Will try for a TP out. And there's 2 seconds on this Bruce Blitz, so he's able to retreat. Still, Secret, no, he's going to be at least 15, 20 seconds to get back down this mid lane. So they go. No, not yet.
Yeah, and he puts him in a tough position with the TPs too. They really want to use a Bruce Blitz to kill an underfarmed Titan.
Oh, Puppy. Poor Puppy. Nice coil from Fear. All of it set up by Arteezy scouting Wolves. He's been making good use of those, and he does continue his ascent on the farm chart. 2k gold and a bit of change up now on the Medusa mid for KuroKy, who, I mean, considering how poorly the late started, has done an okay job of staying in this. He's now out CSing the puck slightly, as you would expect.
Nice D ward coming out from Secret right there, trying to get initiate on the puck with a little Fissure, but he is just extremely difficult to kill, and they can't really afford to waste a Doom on him. He will be much easier once Earthshaker gets a Blink Dagger, and that's still 1,700 gold away. Nyx Assassin making headway too, especially on levels, maxing out that mana burn over max Carapace, as you would expect versus the Medusa. Lycanthrope using his ultimate to farm, being very loose with it.
It's really a very dicey Medusa game. They have the Keeper of the Light, Chakra Magic, but still you're up against the Necro 3 and a Nyx who's getting good levels. A little concerned that KuroKy won't be nearly as durable as what you expect out of a Medusa. A lot of it comes down to good positioning from these supports. Can they Fissure to give time to give him mana and keep him alive, or does he just get caught out? Universe thinking about a jump in mid lane, but he wants some backup, and they're bringing in the whole squad. Immediately the Bruce Split. Again, the focus on the Tidehunter. Heavy focus on him. Enchant Totem barely catching him. Now they'll Cyclone him and try to engage fully. Witch Doctor ultimate's available. PPD walks in with the heal. He wants to keep Universe alive. Didn't get off his Ravage. Now Big Daddy will Echo Slam. Is there a buyback ready on that Tidehunter? He does have it. He's not choosing to use it though. Arteezy walks in. Sends the Wolves forth. KuroKy got the last hit on the tower as well during this. Now Fear looks for the coil. He finds it on 2. Orbs through, kills off Puppy. S4 to retreat out. But KuroKy in the end won't be able to escape. They chase forward, and great Fissure from Big Daddy to keep him alive. I believe the Nyx canceled that TP, and now they run onto that Medusa. Fear continuing to give pursuit. The Snake Lady's in peril, and Arteezy will end her. KuroKy, despite getting the tower, going to drop down quite a bit in farm on the back of that death. Where was the Doom during all that?
I have no idea. That is a good question.
That was a very long fight.
Big Daddy has had some excellent Fissures. All 3 of those in the fight were very, very good. Firstly, the one on Universe to prevent him from ravaging. Second one, try and save the Dusa. Man, spot on.
Yeah. I can't recall a bad, I guess the closest thing to a bad Fissure that we've seen out of him was
the first one.
The top one where he still blocked him, but yeah, it just didn't actually get the stun.
The stun would have been first blood though.
Yeah, that's true. And considering that EG's start was up to 2,500 gold, it's been kept close by Secret. They have the 1 tower advantage overall.
Dusa just looks super vulnerable in all of these fights. She can't stand and fight, and she hasn't really even had time to pop Stone Gaze. That is also a very heavy mana requirement. Bobby gets scattered out in the top lane, but unwilling to dive with a threat of the Earthshaker possibly.
They're inbound. They're bringing in Zai and Fear. Puppy looking for a recall, but he gets impaled from around the tree line. Zai managing to make a go on him. KuroKy will join this as well. He's got his ultimate. Fear with the insta-give, and now they chase on to KuroKy, looking to finish off that Medusa. There's a Cyclone to control the tide. Well, they look to bring down Zai. He's got a Carapace and Medetta. He'll live. He ends up getting a kill, in fact, on the Medusa. Now Doom on the Universe. They still haven't gotten up for Ravage, and they seem to be winning this fight anyway. Impale, well, maybe they're not winning it. Actually, 3 falling. And now they chase on to Simba. Another impale, another pick-off. Imagine if they had Ravage for that. 4 heroes dropping in the end. Buyback forced on your Shaker. PPD now fissured and having to run, but Arteezy engages. No Bruce Split. S4 did look to re-engage for this and end up getting the kill on the Witch Doctor. Arteezy's fine though. Maybe not fine entirely. No, they surround him. Okay, he could be in trouble now. Fissure, Monolith, no ultimate. He goes for the TP out. Too late to do it. That ends up being a 4-for-4 exchange with a single buyback on Secret, and they didn't even get the tower. I think it was a 4-for-4.
I believe it was. I'm not sure whether or not they didn't hear the buyback from Earthshaker or they didn't care, but yeah, a little bit of overextension by them. I think PPD tried to TP out, and Arteezy actually tried to save him and ended up costing his life. So pretty big kill for them. Still, Secret just under the gun. And Medusa, she was at like 350 mana, 1 mana burn, no Stone Gaze, and no defenses left at all.
Yeah, Zai has done such a good job of controlling her in these fights. And
almost, I mean, he almost has his Blink Dagger too. 31 and 6, level 11 on the Nyx Assassin.
Puppey is gonna, I mean, Puppey pretty much is food at this point. And the Earthshaker, Big Daddy may really struggle. Nyx is one of the better heroes to just punish and control an Earthshaker in team fights. Up there with like a Clockwork.
Yeah, once Universe gets his Doom, it might be a little bit different too. Fly has been doing an excellent job of controlling Universe. I don't think we've seen a Ravage yet.
Yeah, I think we've seen one, but it wasn't very good. Or have we? I think so. Maybe not. Either way, they're going to smoke up. They head towards the bottom lane. And S4 clearing out the creep wave. They've got some backup, but so too to EG. The double blinks already. They start with an impale, they mono burn him, then they ravage follow him. S4 does have split. Can he get it off the fissure? Not enough. So close to saving him. Now Big Daddy's gonna pay for his insolence. As Sphere will cyclone him, orb him, and finish him off. A 2-for-0, and they just book it for the Roche pit, or maybe for the tier 1 mid. No, straight in. Arteezy not hesitating for even a half second. We'll even have his ult for a decent amount of this. With the Necro 3 online, Roche will melt. And at the same time, Secret not getting any real trades during this time.
PPD, another good death ward by him. He was the only one that didn't get hit by the fissure, and the second death ward that finishes off the group match. This one was even more important because he could have gotten his ultimate off. And Secret thinking that the fissure would keep him safe.
Now Fear rotating back towards the mid lane. He'll have Zai by his side. They're going to back off and farm for now, but with the Aegis up, with the amount of mana burn they have, I don't... How much pressure do you think EG's under, if any, or can they just sit back and take this as late as they want?
I mean, not as late as they want, but they have a lot of room to grow. I don't really think a coil is necessary on Puck. He could also go Necrobook if he wanted to. Also, Nyx Assassin can just mana burn all day once he's level 4 mana burn, which he actually
they just dropped a sentry. So will Zai be quick enough? No, he gets doomed. And he's still in Viz. They coil as well. That caught 2, but I don't know if Zai makes out of here. Monolith probably going down. Yep, they get the kill. Nice trap, just in the nick of time. If they were like a half second slower, Puppey dies there and maybe they kill the Nyx afterwards.
Yeah, good observer wards. I think scouting that out.
And Secret are gonna try to group up.
Oh, we see Lycan pop his ulti in mid.
Diving onto Kuroki. Mana Burn is gonna immediately remove the shield, and Arteezy is just all over him. Fissure was used, it didn't really accomplish much. In fact, he's thinking about diving deeper. No, he's gonna back off at the same time. Fear is gonna Cyclone S4, who I believe tried to TP out. But now he's gonna have to walk his way back towards mid, and that allows Arteezy to take this tower down. S4 signature Puck being used really nicely against him by Fear, who's been very impressive on this hero in 2 games. To date,
yeah, he's been dominating Secret and just controlling them non-stop and just being very elusive.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
GG illusion.
Is this where you BM all chat if you're Secret?
Not what they're losing.
Well, if they go on to win this, I imagine that they might look to make a clip of that particular moment.
GG illusion slain 30 minutes ago.
Raffle.
Oh, Ghost Scepter up on Keeper too. It's alright. It's not that great because of the Nyx Assassin in the game. You can get a Dagon and just really punish him for it. Still very good versus Death Ward. We'll keep him alive a few seconds longer versus good old Lycanthrope there.
Well, Ben, you mentioned maybe skipping the Ags on Fear. He is going to. He's going towards a Hex. Or I suppose a Lincoln Sphere is a possibility. He's in the tree line, though. He's going to throw his orb out. Blink. Can he jaunt? Oh, quick reactions from the old man. Now he blinks to the south. He's leading them on a merry chase. And they won't be able to catch him out in the end. In fact, he's staying relatively nearby. They want to engage on this top lane. Secret could be in all kinds of trouble as Big Daddy goes in. They get up the Mono Burn on S4. Follow-up Ravage is ready. Then Fear in over the top, silencing Big Daddy. 2 kills and nothing gained for Secret. Just a flat-out outplay there from Fear.
They really need BKBs on Secret, yeah, and flat-out outplay from very nice.
That also may be there was like a slight cast point increase to Doom, right, in the previous patch? I think that might have been the difference there.
Looking for Puppy.
Oh,
they know he's not there, though.
Uh-oh.
It's an easy tower, though. Keeper Light's not there. And
there's like nothing really that Secret can do except like farm a creep wave or 2. That's concerning. And this brew of S4 has been shut down. That's now twice. It's a tough brew game. He's going AC, but I'm feeling like he needs a BKB.
Well, he's the only one that can do anything. Earthshaker doesn't have Blink, so he certainly can't be in first. Doom is always waiting for Tidehunter. I guess he might be looking to Doom Puck first, but both of those guys have Blink Daggers, so he can't be the first one to show. Medusa is walking food at this point. 0, 4, and 2. Still hits like a wet noodle. Maybe with like 2 more items she can be relevant, but usually what they have is Medusa up in front, and she's tanking, and then they counter initiate with Fissure, blink in, clap, and then Bruise split, and then they go from there. But with Dusa out of the equation, it's S4 that's relegated to the front line, and he has a gem now, but no BKB. He's going for AC, but his magic damage is killing him right now, as well as the silence, and then on top of that, they haven't been able to secure the Roshan with that Vlad's offering.
Okay, maybe it gets easier now. Simba has a BKB. It's still vulnerable to a lot of the damage of EG, but should at least be able to jump in first. Doom.
Well, he has to find a Tide first.
Yeah.
And most of the time they'll be scouting with Lycan or Nyx.
Zai is looking to make another play. Level 12 on his Nyx Assassin. If Kuroki walks up this hill and someone joins him, he might be able to get a kill. The Wolves are here.
Yeah, it's an easy kill for Keep It Alive, I think.
Yeah, not so easy on Kuroki though. And they even bring in S4 bottom. It's just such a defensive posture for Secret. To be fair, they got here mostly by coming back after losing the laning stage. So if any team could turn this around from this kind of position, it probably is them. And I mean, what better hero for them to do it with than the Big Daddy Earthshaker? It saved them once this tournament. That was against Virtus Pro, but
they had to play very carefully in the next few minutes. If Big Daddy dies again, I mean, he's not going to have his Blink Dagger. And the only potential he really makes big plays is with that Blink Dagger. And on the other side, Tidehunter making tons of items. He's going to have a Refresher soon, maybe even before Earthshaker gets his Blink Dagger. We see a couple forces come out in case Lycanthrope is under heavy fire. And on top of that, they're already scouting out Roshan, thinking ahead for Roshan number 2.
At the same time, Secret are smoked, starting to press forward as they look to make a pickoff happen. They leap up to the high ground, and they're hoping that someone's farming the Ancients. They're just a few seconds late. We're going to have a huge clash in just a moment. Universe across the ravine. They get up a Fissure, but it actually blocks CG away from them. Zai leaping forward straight onto Puppy. He's going to look to assassinate that Keep It Alive very quickly. Echo Slam was used to keep him alive for now. Medusa Stone Gaze caught out Fear. They lose 2 off the bat, but at the same time, Arteezy's healthy, not getting Stone Gaze, munching through the Fire Panda. Then the Death Ward from PPD. 2 dead. It could well be 3. He's going to hunt for the Keeper of the Light. That should be the 3rd kill. As the brew split ends, S4 manages to cycle in 1, blink down the low ground. Puppy is surviving for now. There's no shapeshift. I don't know if these Wolves will peck him to death in time, but they're gonna back off. In the end, a fairly even trade.
Nyx being a little bit ambitious. He doesn't have the damage output unless Puck was there, and Puck got instant stunned by Earthshaker because he didn't get his silence off. So if he gets silence off, it's a little bit different fight, or if that Fissure didn't block off his entire team, then S4 would have been able to blink. So,
but they have Ravage and Secret have nothing right now.
Lincoln's up on Deuce. That's decent, but the cooldown on Mana Burn is just so low at 4 seconds that he's still going to get Mana Burn in fights.
Yeah, and it just means you want to look for that preemptive Mana Burn as the fight begins. Not to mention there's a Yules on the Puck, there's a Force Staff on the Tide, and they do have some other single target spells like the Cast to break that. Still, like you said, it's decent, and it helps them just to deal with that initial...
It's necessary.
Yeah. It's just one of those games where you get it and it just feels inadequate, but you probably can't afford to skip
Deuce
it.
is all about prolonged fights too. It's not like she's going to kill someone in 3 or 4 seconds. It's all about waiting for them to initiate on you, taking it for a few seconds through the chain stun, going for the stone gaze, waiting 3 seconds for the stone gaze, and then waiting for them to turn stone, then attacking. So all that process adds up to, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 mana burns, and that's enough to burn her entire mana pool.
Arteezy just continuing to spam his ultimate to get vision with these wolves as they gallop around the map. And also, I guess, just allows him to switch lanes quicker. It's been a level 3 ult for a while now.
Yeah, he uses ultimate just like Razor's. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, whenever it's up, whoop, I'm going to use it.
I mean, with the cooldown on, I guess, why not?
It also makes him much more safe from ganks. Like
If he's constantly sitting at 650 move speed, you need like a Chronosphere level of lockdown to kill him.
it also messes up your timing as Secret. Like if you see a creep camp, you're like, oh, he's probably over here. He takes, you know, X amount of time to run over there, and he's just always a few seconds ahead of where you expect him to be.
They're gonna smoke and they're walking right towards KuroKy. The smoke will be revealed. Design nowhere to go. He hems and haws a bit, and during that time, it's not gonna happen. Now Roche is about to respawn. We may have another clash on our hands. Secret clustering up towards the Roche pit, but they need their Doom with them. Simba now joining the fray. At the same time, Arteezy moves in. He's going to deward an Observer Ward near the hill, and it's Secret's turn to make a go.
They don't have any vision. This is very dangerous. They think they're in the Roshan pit right now, but
they're going to retreat out with Arteezy, though. Is he going back into the pit? No. Okay. Circling around.
Secret has to scout it out, though. They still have no eyes.
And he's got the Necro army farming one side of the map with the ultimate, the hero farming camps elsewhere. He's very creative with how he uses it. Here comes Simba. They had an Observer Ward. They got eyes on Fear, but already he's retreated out. Speaking of Fear, nearly completed his Hex. PPD nearly completing his Aghanim Scepter on the Witch Doctor. Arteezy up to 2,000 gold. His next item coming soon. And Universe's Refresher.
Oh,
not too far off.
I thought he might be going for that chicken kill.
It's almost got his 4-step. EG are about to get like 5 decently important items in just a few seconds. What do they have on this courier? Mystic Staff for Fear, so he's got the Hex more or less. Yeah, 200 gold off.
The Hex is really important because he can potentially initiate on the Doom. They don't really have that many instant stuns, and it's really difficult to get a Blink Impale off as a way to start up a fight, especially if they're like hiding around the fog and they have a BKB. So with this Hex, they can go all out on Doom or Panda without really big fear of repercussions.
Speaking of that brew, S4 did opt to complete the Assault Cuirass, and he's nearly got it, but it really feels like he needs a BKB as well this game. Or he's just going to have to be very, very careful about his position and only counter-initiate or follow up the Doom.
He also just, if he drunken hazes the Lycanthrope, which he has been doing, he should, in theory, survive, but...
That Witch Doctor ult, though, can really mess him up.
Butterfly didn't really save Gyro last game, so I doubt this little bit of evasion is going to save us for this game.
Yeah. Well, I suppose between the passive evasion and the drunken haze, it's a lot more mischance, but... There's your Witch Doctor, Aghanim Scepter, PPD. A rare sight to see him getting farmed. I feel like that's normally a very big concern. If EG are doing well enough that PPD is able to farm, then
it's cool to see a lot of these teams
worried.
evolve during a tournament. One of the reasons why they failed on the previous game versus Secret is because PPD didn't get enough farm on a silencer, and now they realize the importance of him getting farm, especially when games for Secret are typically.
There you go, Doom to start onto Arteezy. They're Lycan caught out, but the Ravage attempted, interrupted by Big Daddy. He gets off a Ravage in the end, Fear into the river, but they're fighting in again. Oh, good impale from Zai, forcing them back. The cast was bouncing quite well, and Arteezy is turning and fighting as the Doom will wear off. Did not disable his passive Lifestealer in that time, and well, Fear phase shift dodging away from the Illuminate, gets up the edge, he orbs to the north, will end up getting 3 kills for Secret as the fight continues. They didn't kill Arteezy though during that time. Necrobolt killed off the Courier. What was that carrying? It had a Crystallis for KuroKy. That's a lot of the DPS down the drain. And Arteezy,
man,
they might need an Ags on this Doom just to try and kill him. He was doomed and he still fought his way out of that.
That stun by Earthshaker onto Universe as he was blinking in, that was huge.
Yeah, Echo Slam mid-Ravage cast animation. He still got it off, but it wasn't the best time by the time he did.
And now, finally, they deny EG the Aegis. This is a crucial turning point in EG's victory plan.
very costly. That was with a lot of new items too. The Hex, the Witch Doctor Eggs, he didn't even get to use it at all. And KuroKy, you know, something we saw out of Bimbo earlier this tournament, Ben, was that he went for an extremely defensive build when his team had a lot of initiation. Jay from IAP, but we're seeing KuroKy, a similar situation. They've got the Earthshaker, the Brew, and the Doom. Lots of good front line, lots of good initiation. He's going more Glass Cannon, and you know, going back to that game, that was one of, I think it was either, it was one of your criticisms was you just need to take that risk sometimes and give your team damage.
Well, tanky means mana for DotA, and mana is intelligence. So he doesn't really want to stack intel because DotA will own him.
Yeah, well, they have Keeper of the Light for that.
Yeah. It's okay for him to skimp out on it, and on top of that, he has an Aegis.
Well, Arteezy, in good news for EG, didn't die. Now he completes a BKB. He still continues to be the most farmed hero this game, and could have been a very different fight if he got off his shapeshift to start it. But without it, he was pretty much zoned out off the bat.
Yeah, it's just a matter of vision. They have the Nyx Assassin Scout as well as the Lycan Wolves, and they really need to get, at least they know that Secret is there so that Tidehunter can hide, not get doomed, so that they can perhaps interrupt the initiation with the Scythe of Vice, and so Arteezy, of course, can pop his BKB and shapeshift.
They're going to look for the jump in, Universe. Oh, blink forward now, backing off his Ravage in 1 second's time. He's kind of put himself on an island here. Where's he going to go? He's pushed around and then level death down. Very awkward engagement from him. A rare misplay from Universe. Just jumped in before Ravage was ready. I don't know if he lost concentration.
No, he was trying to do neutrals. They were both doing neutrals at the same time, and both of them, S4 immediately blinked out, and Universe immediately forced out the way. They were like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah, unfortunate. If he had the Ravage, could have worked out. They will pop the shapeshift mid lane. Arteezy trying to push that lane in. At the same time, S4 pushing in the top. They have their split ready. The Tidehunter does have a buyback available, though.
The gem is super important. S4 has been carrying it for a while now, and this renders Zai rather ineffective.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
He still has the blink, but yeah, it limits his ability to get the jump on them, that's for sure.
And on top of that, it kills the wolves.
Uh-oh.
So EG doesn't get good vision.
There's your solution, Arteezy. This is going to disable a lot of what he brings to the table. With the Aghanim Scepter coming out in the Doom.
Does it disable his crit?
I believe it disables all passives now.
I don't know if it's a passive or a buff, though, with Shapeshift.
I'm not sure either. But I did see he was definitely lifestealing against the Doom last fight, and he will not get that, which is a lot of his sustain in these engagements. That's why he didn't die, he just kept on right-clicking him. Well, this one comes down to the wire. Gold, almost dead even. Experience, for the first time this game, goes the way of Team Secret since the creep spawned and the horn rang. Still, both teams with incredible team fight. It just comes down to who gets the jump. Universe about to complete his refresh orb, just needs like 400, 500 gold for that. Actually, now down to 200 as the Ancients begin to get cleared out. We could see a double Ravage into an ultimate for him. We could see the initiation with Doom and then nothing good happening. Or we could see this! Race Car Big Daddy just shutting down Fear. Dumps him in the top lane. Huge pick off there.
Great wards by Secret, scouting that out, and then great recall by Puppy, bringing in Earthshaker there for the big plays.
They're using the recall very well.
I mean, Earthshaker has just been so good for them this entire series.
Completed Daedalus. Yeah, even in defeat, it's been great for them. KuroKy begins to get some damage out, and suddenly Secret have 3 heroes in the top 4. They're going to blink in with S4, clapping out the wave. EG on the road traps. There's your first Ravage. Second one will fly now. In comes the Doom, but the Witch Doctor ult is going strong for a little bit. They finish off Simba. KuroKy left standing for now. Has the Aegis, below in mana. They're going to ignore him and try to engage on the backlines. Arteezy was doomed, but to little avail as he's already in ult form. He's still backing off, I guess worried about dying to this magic damage, but it will end. So they hold the line, they kill off the Brew and the Doom. They don't manage to crack the Aegis though. Now KuroKy may fall. He's standing against 3 heroes. They'll turn and finish him once. Can they do it a second time? They're Brinian Zai. Mana burn could be trouble. They'll impale him. The fissure from Big Daddy pushes everyone away. KuroKy though hacks. He's split shotting for all his worth. Forced after the low ground. What a bailout from Big Daddy again! How many more times can he do it? Unbelievable. They're not done yet. They still chase onto him. Mana burn onto Kuroki. Is there any more follow-up in Orban? Big Daddy silence. They got to tackle this Earthshaker, finish him off. Blinding Light keeps him alive for now, but the cask will find him. So they end the Aegis. They take down 3 on top of that. All of it set up by Universe with a no hesitation double Ravage.
What an amazing display of teamwork from both teams. First, Universe with the Ravage, double Ravage to follow up, and then, of course, that amazing save on Medusa as they fissured. They Blinding Light to push everyone across the fissure, and then they force staff him downhill. Talk about coordination.
That was like a crazy Jackie Chan escape sequence or something.
It's like they orchestrated it all along.
Here, Drunken Haze, he's in trouble now. Mid lane will Yules and try to retreat out. Blink Dagger in 5. Well, he's gonna die again. No, Orb, jaunt to the high ground. Barely surviving. Down to 3 HP. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Meanwhile, Universe hiding the tree line. Fear still making that retreat. They're wrapping around for him. They still have that ward in the top lane. He may go down to it a second time. Orbing. As for tracking this orb, I think he's too far out of range, so he's going to try for it. Drunken Haze can't get the kill. How does Fear keep on surviving? 8-4-9. That was close.
Yeah, we have a tight game on our hands. Gold lead, only about 1,500 for EG, and really all that's on Lycan. And we have some farm on Puck, but Puck's been controlled in a lot of these fights. Tidehunter has his refresher, not sure how much headway he can make after that, and Nyx Assassin after his Blink Decker hasn't made too much headway. He does have his Force Staff though, but on the flip side you have Dusa with the Daedalus and the Lincolns, another item coming soon.
And it is a concern for EG if they only have one hero farm, because eventually you're up against the Doom with the Nags.
Yeah.
And you just won't be able to do anything as Lycan. You can't stand and fight. The Medusa will stone gaze if you try to run on her. They're going to really rely on their team fight to take this late game, more so than just having the one super carry like they did the previous match.
And S4 will slowly fall off too as the game progresses, but he has Vlad's and Assault Cuirass to buff up Dusa, to buff up Doom even, who's going to be a right-click force to deal with.
And he finally has completed a BKB, 10 seconds on that. So he's now he can confidently initiate, which wasn't the case for the first 40 minutes of this game. Well, 35 to 38, I'm not sure exactly when he got it, but a while.
And all it takes is a split second in the interruption of the timing from the double Ravage too. If he like echoes during it, then...
Oh, they're gonna show S4 mid. The EG take this bait, they do. Ravage comes in, they caught Big Daddy as he blinked in to counter initiate. Double Ravage connects on him as well as Puppy. They bring down the Earthshaker, they bring down the Brewmaster. He was just too fast on the initiation. Now, throwing everything onto Kuroki, a doomed Lycan runs him down, gets the bashes, and they end up getting the kill, or the crits I should say. 4 heroes, no bash, just stunned for ages. Now Simba, it could well be a team wipe. The Gush is there, 5 down. Big Daddy so unlucky with the timing on that blink in.
Well, to be fair, he got really lucky with the timing on that echo on that other road fight.
That's true.
He evens out in the end, and
do they have 5x now?
you know, they were actually, I don't think they actually planned for that to happen with S4. He was right on the edge of the smoke. They barely missed him, and then like, okay, well, we'll change game plans from a 5-man smoke into a bait on S4, and that bait just completely backfired on them and may cost them this grand finals.
Medusa buys back, Doom buys back. There is no Doom though. The Medusa doesn't have a Stone Gaze either. They have a Brew split ready in 20 seconds, but by the time that the Brew is able to rejoin the fight, they'll lose their mid-racks. They're already retreating out on EG. Haven't finished it off yet. No, they carapace. Big Daddy goes and gets hexed. He got up the Echo Slam. No follow-up, though. Now the Impound to Kuroki. They might be able to kill the Snake Lady again. Chasing him down. He's low. He's dead. And EG maybe go from 1 racks to 2 airs. They march towards the top lane. That's a dieback on Kuroki. It could be a second full lane of racks. How are Secret going to hold from here? Now they go in with the Brewmaster Clap, the BKB and the split. At the same time, Arteezy retreats. He'll TP out. Nothing to prevent this. The Doom was still going out. Fear TPing out onto the east, and he'll be successful as well. PPD not so lucky, but that's a dieback for the Medusa, a buyback for the Doom, a lane of racks just smashed to bits. And still looking at EG, they have 3 buybacks. They've got a tier 2 mid and bottom. Secret, I guess, are at the very least going to need to grab this Roche.
That's the crippling blow that Secret cannot afford to have happen to them. It's okay if everyone else dies, but DotA twice when there's already a Nyx Assassin in the game is just not happening. Nyx Assassin also has a Diffusal Blade too, so Diffusal Blade will pop the Lycans, immediate mana burn, or just simple right clicks, Force Staff if you really need to pop the Lycans. It's just too easy for Zai to burn through this mana shield of DotA.
That pick has paid off big time for EG, and you know, honestly, Ben, it's something we didn't see a lot of from teams. When teams would go against DotA, they wouldn't pick much mana burn.
What are they going to do about this Roshan? Like at this point, they kind of want DotA to get it, but at the same time, they can't really wait, and they could recall her in. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's not really that useful on anyone else. I guess maybe S4.
Uh-oh, we're going to have a clash here now. In comes your Illuminate. I have no idea what happened to my mouse cursor, but
I think it was a mistake giving it to Simba. I think they should have waited for Kiro and given it to him.
I think Dota's being broken right now. This game is so wacky.
Still, quick Rosh. Nice opportunity by Secret. Kiro does pick up the cheese, actually, so that's a pretty big difference. This cheese is wildly important on a hero like DotA who gets constantly focused by them.
Yeah, and having the additional mana pool could end up being a very crucial tool for them in these upcoming fights, but that all assumes that he doesn't just get chain stunned.
They usually chain stun everyone else, though. They chain stun Big Daddy as well as the Brewmaster, and they have to be very precise about it because of the BKB on Brew.
Yeah. Okay, what's your move now if you're EG? You're up against the Aegis Cheese. You've got one lane of Rax down. Do you just wait this out? Turtle in the base?
Well, if you wait it out, the Aegis will expire on Doom, which is not really a big factor. Doom hasn't been the prime point of focus, and he usually gets Doom off on Lycan anyways. And I think the main point, which is the cheese on DotA, isn't going to go away in 5 minutes. So it doesn't really matter if they wait or not, so you can't really take the game plan of, oh, let's wait 5 minutes and then push again.
Gandalf is galloping in. He gets a ward down on the high ground. That's okay. 5 hero smoke. They just want some vision. They're hoping to spring a trap as EG come towards the river.
Both of them place a ward in the exact same place.
And they immediately de-ward. Not sure if they realize that how freshly placed that is. Now Secret know that EG were in the neighborhood, and they start to move in. Big Daddy lurching in. He had a 2-hero fissure if he went for it instantly, but his team would have been very far back. And I'm not sure if he saw them as it is nighttime. Either way, they're just going to retreat.
Was risky. EG can still take a fight. They don't have buybacks on DotA, I suppose, but again, I don't know if they can chain stun her. It's not like they have an Earthshaker that can do it for a long time, and they don't really want to rely on something as RNG as Witch Doctor cast. If the timing's just a little bit off and you get a couple of misses, either Drunken Baller, a nice like Fissure, Echo Slam to delay it a little bit, and she pops the cheese, the fight will completely turn around on you.
Yeah, that's where, at the very least, EG want to have buybacks before they take a fight, and they do have 3. They're Puck, Tidehunter, and the Lycan.
They can't wait that long, though, because Arteezy's already 6-slotted. Well, he can chain for BOTs, but that won't increase his strength relative to DotA, and DotA's just getting more and more farmed. And on top of that, she has Doom buffering her up, too, with the pack leaders are. And at some point or another, they're going to have to worry about a refresher Doom onto Simba, which is one for the Tide, one for the Lycan, or even on the Nyx at this point, because she's really the only one that can mess with DotA.
That's true. There is a little room for Arteezy to grow. He could trade out the Vlads, let somebody else pick that up as the game goes on. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty damn close to hitting the peak of his power curve. Maybe you courier the Necro book, something like that. But this is a good timing for EG if they can find a fight and catch somebody off guard. Smoke was revealed very quickly. Simba's in the tree line. The Desire marches in. The Doom could go. Nothing's being cast yet as a Ravage comes through from Universe. He let it go very early. On the southern end of the engagement, Fear coils Kurogi and tries to keep him out of the fight while the Cycloned and doomed Arteezy, who did get off his ultimate, tries to engage. They break through the Aegis of the Doom, and now they focus on Puppy. That means no extra mana for Kurogi in the rest of this engagement. No, he's actually still alive, but forced off. And now Kurogi stands strong against PPD. Still has the Witch Doctor ult. Really nothing too bad happening yet. They lost the Keeper of the Light, but that's it.
They trade Doom cooldown though. They need to wait for Arteezy's ultimate to be back up. He doesn't have BKB. He is very vulnerable at this stage.
25 seconds on that. In the meantime, to the north, the Zai trying to retreat out, but they do manage to fissure him. Zai will jump in. He gets Echo Slam to start. Where's that Carapace? Now he pops it. Ravage only hitting Simba. Then a Lion Impale. Better by Zai. Connects on two. PPD on the way out. He's got his Witch Sock Dold. He's not going to end up using it in the end. And Secret take down 2 of EG. Universe trying to TP out. Where are those stuns to cancel it? They managed to stun him with a Mono League push, breaking his Mana Pool and stunning him as a result. But now Arteezy can re-engage. Perhaps he tries to retreat out as a BKB ready to go down to the river. He kites back and forth just for a second. Universe with a Blink Force Staff. Arteezy will even BKB, panicked on their way out. And at the same time, Fear found his way all the way in the Dire jungle.
Man, that
he'll end up journeying.
That 4-step Mana Leak, I thought that was going to result in a big play. Whew. And the whole time they kited the Dusa. She doesn't have that much mobility. Sure, she has the Yasha for move speed, but as you talked about, the coil on the Dusa, and then the fight, like, she circled around towards the mid lane, tried to go to her secret shot, but then the fight had already shifted to the right side, so she really didn't do any damage that fight. Maybe she needed to get recalled about squealing away.
Well, good luck doing that when she's coiled. And I mean, I guess they can recall her after the fight starts.
Yeah, Fear just like coil and just see ya. You don't have BKB. You're not getting out of this.
Yeah, assuming that puppy lives long enough for that. He has been very elusive in these fights, I have to say. 4, 6, and 5. I am honestly surprised he hasn't died like 10 to 12 times.
Yeah, he's really good with the blinding light.
Yeah. Not just like frivolously throw it out, but pushing heroes around. Wonder if we'll see one of those lightning lights onto a cliff. I think there was a game at, was it TI3, where like 3 heroes got pushed up onto the high ground? That could be a game changer.
So now Dusa has butterflies, so this makes the power in between Lycan and Medusa much, much less because he has to sell his Vlads, and then he won't have lifesteal if he tries to go for MKB. And he doesn't really want to drop his BKB either because of Earthshaker.
He needs the Necrobook for Mana Bird. I mean, maybe he can like send that on a Crow, kind of DK
he might
style.
Sell Treads at this point because of Wolf Form giving you 650 move speed. It's not great, but he still wants to be hitting hard.
Yeah, does he need BOTs either? Because Secret are not like a base race lineup. They're not really that good at just split push.
He might die before BKB's popped and then need to get back in the fight, so
I guess he could keep them in the stash. Maybe you drop your Vlads or something.
Yeah, it's not an easy decision for him.
I guess the point is Arteezy has all these things to think about now as a Lycan, whereas earlier he could just say, okay, I'm just going to run in and kill you. And EG now maneuver towards the high ground. In position to defend our Secret, they're going to activate Wolf Form. And then just chill. Okay, there's your Necrobolt.
Well, Mana Leak was on him. Mana Leak lasts forever now.
Oh, he almost brings the tower down here. Glyph wasn't used there.
Brewmaster hits hard. He crits pretty darn good.
And, I mean, honestly, Arteezy really needs an MKB at this point. Like, not just for the Deuce that you mentioned, but also for that.
He really does. I think he has to sell the Vlads, and then somebody else has to pick up the lifesteal for him.
It's a 5-second BKB as well. I mean, that just amplifies the need for it.
I think Nyx Assassin picks up Vlad's. I mean, Ghost Scepter's also almost imperative on the supports, too.
EG with that 10k gold lead, 1 lane of ranks. This game began with some confident trash talk from PPD after getting a kill earlier. I'm sure Secret want this one bad. I mean, not purely because of that, but it just makes it sweeter if they can turn it around.
Smoking right before the 8-minute mark on Roshan. Very good timing for Secret. And they don't have any mobility. No BOTs, as you mentioned, on the Lycan. So he can't really join his team. He's being for, I don't know whether it's him going to there or what.
Yeah, I'm not really sure anymore either. The other thing they have is the keeper like recall in Secret, and that is a big advantage. Like mobility a bit lacking for EG perhaps. To be fair, Lycan does run around the map at 650 move speed, so it's not that lacking. But.
So it is a 1 minute, half-minute Lycan, Roshan respawn. Lycan already has his wolf in there, and neither team will be able to attempt it as an impending base siege comes.
Or not. Or yes. Let's see. Are they actually going to go this?
Well, they just don't know if they're like smoked wrapped around or something like that, so they have to be very, very scared. I mean, obviously they're not, but they could be in EG's eyes.
Yeah, are they going to show Arteezy top, or does he just walk in invis? He's going to pop the Necrobook. Straight onto the tower he goes with the minions. That'll force out a Glyph. Secret's going to retreat, and it looks like we've lost video here. Cue the radio cast as the push may come.
What an awful timing. Lycan throw will. Defense of the T3 tower continues with Blinding Light, with S4 trying to Drunken Haze and just crit these wolves down, and the tower is at 42 HP.
We're back. Fortunately, no team fight. The Dota gods have mercy on us here. Oh, jeez. That would be a terrible time to lose video. Knocking on wood now. Praying to all the gods out there. So yeah, EG didn't actually break the tower, but they did force out a glyph. And with tier 4s exposed, there is some potential that...
They have to go now. Roshan's up in just about 5 seconds. The S4's parked there. So if they don't go, they'll get 2 cheeses on Medusa or a cheese plus Aegis. Or just give her Aegis right now and then pass her a cheese later. And I don't think they have the cooldowns to break her 3 times. And that's where we're already starting on it. And EG being very hesitant about pushing uphill.
They've been very confident for pretty much their entire tournament. Hesitating now could cost them heavily as the Roshan is about to drop. It doesn't seem like they'll be contesting this at all. So they give away a free Aegis, a free cheese. They're only up 1 Rex, which at 54 minutes against a Medusa is definitely not good enough. Doom will grab the Aegis, the cheese onto the Medusa, a secondary cheese on Big Daddy No Tail. So they could even look to pass her the cheese in the midst of a massive team fight. And now EG is still sitting top lane like they want to push, but...
Cheese has a cooldown though, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, maybe for the second fight. We'll go into the Hex on S4. They found the brew. After a long pause, we'll have a team fight. Attempting with the Blinding Light. Secondary Ravage will come through. That's on 3. Simba caught out. Warp in through the front door. They break the Aegis. There is still a Brewmaster buyback, as well as an Earthshaker buyback. Everybody retreating out, and they will end up finishing off the Nyx.
Surprised that Zai hasn't bought back. Looks like he just doesn't want to commit to this fight. They got the Aegis. They got what they came for.
Now PPD caught out as well. They get the Nyx Assassin. They'll get the Witch Doctor as well. They use the double Ravage to force out a double buyback. Doom is online now. No Brew split. So I guess it's fairly even here.
I think it's really good for EG because they don't have to use any buybacks and they can push with pretty much the same scenario, except if they kill those 2 heroes, it's close to game over because they can just chain stun the Medusa if it's like a 5-on-3 situation. So pretty good for them. They also actually got Doom too, so it was a 3 for 2.
Oh, Refresher Hex, Refresher Coil. Interesting.
Refresher Yules actually shouldn't be underestimated too, just because of their game plan to kite the Medusa. So you have what, 3.5 second Hex, 2.5 second Yules and Coil, and then repeat. That's 20 seconds of kiting Kiro. If EG can manage to bring the fight away from her, it's not bad at all.
We may have a skirmish mid. Secret are going to try to force something here. The Ravages are 70 seconds off cooldown for the first.
This is so risky without them having buybacks.
And 100 for the second. But maybe they feel that they just can't win this game against double Ravage. That may be the thought. As Kurogi will be relocated just a few inches, recalled I should say, to the mid lane. And they may even go for the high ground siege. Secret have decided enough is enough, and they're going to force it. Mantis Tail onto Kurogi. 5x status for both teams. We'll check it out. 5 on the Radiant, 2 on the Dire. Already your Wolf form used. In comes S4. There's your Brew split. BKB, focus on Kurogi, but he stone gazes at the same time, forcing everyone off the fight. They Doom Universe, who doesn't even have Ravages. Not sure if that's the best Doom target. Still, they lose their Nyxes, and then the Echo Slam onto Fear. Fear, low but not killed off. Get a face shift and try to retreat. While this is happening, they're bringing down Rex. Fear blinking away, stalling for now. He's got a second coil. He's got his Refresher Hex, so he's got a double X ready to go. Now the blink in. Zai not letting them retreat easily. Fissure from Big Daddy to try and disengage. Cass bouncing to Puppy, then back to Creeps. Death Ward's there. You're moving forward his universe. Ravage #1 coming off cooldown in 5 seconds. Kuro in danger now. He can't break this coil. That Ravage is about to come up. It hits on everyone. Every last hero. Light him up. Knock him down. EG crushing through. Another cask onto Big Daddy. Simba in trouble too. That's a dieback on your Brew. A buyback on the Medusa. This might be the last stand for Secret, as Simba is trapped in the trees. He can't run. He can't escape. He's gonna fall. Now onto Kurogi. Why the Wolf against him? It's a dieback for Kuro, and that might just be GG.
He blocked himself with his Manta style illusions, and I mean this is the riskiness of the push. When you push without buybacks, you're in it. And I still think they had time for Medusa to grow, not that big of a concern for them, but man, losing these heroes, just ouch.
No Medusa for 100 seconds. No Brewmaster for 80. No Earthshaker for 40.
No way.
Is it time to throne it?
They can't do this. Or the Secret can't win this. If they manage to kill Lycan by some miracle of God, he can just buy back in BOT and they can throne it.
Arteezy is going to play it safe. He goes for the top lane of Rax. Glyph is available. They do have a Doom,
Bottom tower was under attack.
but backup is here. The Witch Doctor's in position. Arteezy is about as rich as you get. They'll take a melee Rex, and then they say, screw it, let's go throne it. They don't have any buybacks. EG, after starting this series down 1-0, and they were on the ropes at a 2-1 comeback from Secret, are now looking to throne it and take the Star Ladder Season 10 Grand Finals by storm. Simba goes in, gets a Doom off on Arteezy, taking a huge chunk of his health pool, but he doesn't care. He's focusing buildings. He will go down once. Perhaps Ravage was used. Universe holding the line. Arteezy still alive. He'll die now. There's your buyback. He's going to rejoin the fight. If they can't kill that creep, they're in too much trouble. Simba dropping now. He's out of the fight, and it's on to the throne. The boys in blue in Kiev. They got Secret by the jugular, and they take home the Grand Finals. They are the Star Ladder Season 10 champions.
Damn, what a game. Kirill Dusa. They found a counter.
They had all the answers here for Secret.
Yeah, coming back from a 1-0 best of 5, that is